it's Nancy with Nancy's Nibbles of Life. If you're turning in for the first time to my channel, welcome. Please consider hitting the subscribe button. It really helps my channel and allows me to grow more Weight Watchers content and travel content for folks that are interested. If you're coming back to my channel, welcome back. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. It means a whole lot to me. So today I thought I would bring you something a little different than my normal Simply 5 recipe this week. And that is a Weight Watcher friendly Thanksgiving side dish. So I don't know about you, but each Thanksgiving I get really frustrated at the lack of really yummy side dishes that I can have in addition to the turkey and ham, because my family enjoys all the normal mac and cheese, the Southern style dressing that we love, and I love those things too, but they're not always good for our waistlines at Thanksgiving. And I don't know about you, but I like to eat a couple of times throughout the day for Thanksgiving. So having side dishes that are Weight Watcher friendly to me would be a bonus. And so I thought this year I'm going to create a couple and bring them to my channel, more than a couple, maybe 3 or 4, so that we can incorporate them into our Thanksgiving dinners. And today I have a really yummy one. And I'm calling it my Gruyere spaghetti squash souffle. So let's talk about the ingredients for my yummy souffle. I've had this before. I made it just kind of on a whim recently, and I enjoyed it so much. And not only did I enjoy it the day that I made it, but the day after I made it. It was so good, and it immediately reminded me of a Thanksgiving dinner because the ingredients just seem so festive, and the fact that I warmed it up and ate it the next day, it just gave me this feeling of a special food that you would have saved and left over for a Thanksgiving meal, and how sometimes it's even better the next day. So let's get into it. Okay, so for my Gruyere and spaghetti squash souffle, we're going to need some spaghetti squash, of course. I have some that I prepared, and I put it in my little leftover container. So we're going to use about a cup of the spaghetti squash, some Gruyere cheese that I've had left over from something else that I made, but I had a little bit of cheese left. You can use whatever kind of cheese that you want. I love Gruyere cheese, and it is a really nutty, buttery cheese, and just add something sort of rich to the dish. But you could use whatever cheese that you want and whatever cheese that you deem special. You will find, speaking of special, tons of specialty cheeses in stores like Trader Joe's at this time of year. A truffle cheese could be delicious in something like this. But in stores like Trader Joe's, they have so many specialty cheeses that cater just for this season. So if Gruyere doesn't float your boat, find a cheese that does. Okay, so spaghetti squash cheese. I have a few little green onion here that I'm going to use. I'm going to use some minced garlic, 1 egg, some grated Parmesan cheese, panko breadcrumbs for the topping, some spray for your ramekin dish that we're going to use, and also some I can't believe it's not butter spray or parquet spray for the crumb topping, which is key to making this dish feel like something special that you would serve to your family on Thanksgiving. So let's start on the recipe. I'll pull the camera down and you can see how I build the dish and move it to my ramekin dishes. By the way, in addition to those ingredients that I just showed you, you'll need some seasoning. So today I'm using onion powder, some onion salt, and some black pepper. All right. Okay, let's get busy. Okay guys, to my spaghetti squash and egg, I'm going to add 1 ounce of shredded Gruyere cheese and about 2 tablespoons of the sliced green onion. So I'm going to shred the cheese now and then show you that process. Okay.
Lately nothing goes in my direction. Lately nothing's coming my way. Keep drowning every bit of my devotion, sinking deeper every day. And lately I am missing my reflection in every muddy puddle on the pavement, driving every thought into distortion. But I will get it up, work even harder. My mama used to say that it's the way it goes. Feelings gonna make me smarter, and to realize that the river always ends up in the ocean. Nothing we could ever do about it.
Okay, so as you saw, to my spaghetti squash, the 1 cup of spaghetti squash and 1 egg, I added 2/3 of the shredded Gruyere cheese. I used 1 ounce of Gruyere cheese. So I used 2/3 of that ounce and added it to my mixture, along with about 2 tablespoons of green onions, about 1 tablespoon of minced onion, and I added my seasonings, which were onion salt, pepper, and some onion powder. Okay, so I added those together and I mixed them. So now that I have my mixture, I'm gonna start working on the crumble. So the crumble is basically panko breadcrumbs, a little bit of grated cheese. I'm gonna use 1 tablespoon of grated Parmesan cheese and 2 tablespoons of the panko, and I'm gonna mix in the leftover Gruyere cheese that I had. Okay, so I'll show you how I do that in a separate bowl. All right. Okay, so you saw that crumble topping, which again is key to making this dish feel special. During the holidays, crumble toppings on your mac and cheese, on your apple pies, it just gives it that extra holiday oomph that we all need. So that is going to be so delicious on top of this spaghetti squash Gruyere souffle. So I'm going to go ahead and assemble our ramekin dish now. This makes, by the way, 2 servings, and they are 3 points a serving. So a total of 6 points for this entire dish. And you can use your Weight Watchers tracker to calculate the points. 1 ounce of cheese is 4 points. And you calculate 2 tablespoons of the breadcrumbs, 1 tablespoon of the grated Parmesan cheese. On Weight Watchers Blue, the egg is free. And so when I calculate that in the tracker, I get 6 points for the entire recipe. And this is a 2 serving dish, so it's 3 points a piece. Okay, all right, so I'm gonna go ahead and spray my ramekin dish with some oil, load my spaghetti squash into the dish, and put my topping on the top, and I'm gonna spray the top with some I can't believe it's not butter spray. Okay, now just a warning and a confession. I did not measure out the spaghetti squash when I did this recipe kind of on a whim the other night. So I'm hoping that this 1 cup of spaghetti squash fits into my dish, my one dish. If it doesn't, I'm gonna put it into another and just have the 2. So you know, that's the thing about cooking, especially when you go buy something you've just made up on your own. It could be a little different every time in the way that you prepare it. But what's not different is the taste and the yumminess of it all. So, and again, I think this is a beautiful Thanksgiving side dish. So just hang in there with me. I can't wait for you to see the end result. Okay, let's go ahead and get this dish prepared. I've preheated my oven to 400 degrees. I'm gonna put the prepared ramekin dish on top of something that I can stick in the oven. Just in case it drips down, you want something underneath your ramekin dish to catch it. Okay, let's move on. Okay guys, I'm just about to take the souffle, that's what I'm calling it at least, out of the oven. I had it set for 400 and it's been in the oven for about 25 minutes. You want to just keep your eye on it, and you want to ensure that the crust has created a beautiful golden brown, and you may see some bubbling due to the cheese. So what you didn't see was before I placed the ramekin filled with the insides and the crumble top, I sprayed it with a little bit of the I can't believe it's not butter spray. So I know that I said I would do that, but I missed recording that step for you, so wanted to assure you that I did that. Okay, ready to see it come out of the oven? Let's go. Oh, look at that. Looks so yummy. Okay, so I've taken the souffle out of the oven and it looks so delicious. I placed my souffle in the oven for about 25 minutes on 400 degrees, and just check it. Keep an eye on it. You want to make sure that your cheese melts and that you get this beautiful golden crust like I have on top. And we're gonna let it cool for a little bit and we're gonna give it a taste. All right. Okay guys, time for my favorite part of the video. It's the taste test. So, as you saw me take that out of the ramekin, this is about a half size portion of that serving, so 3 points. And it's nice and hot, so I'll give it a taste. It's still kind of warm. Yummy. Get a little of that crumble topping. So good. You know, that crumble topping is the key. It really does just take it to the next level, and that's what makes it feel worthy of a Thanksgiving side dish. And you know, I just had a thought. Of course, I use these individual ramekin dishes and then cut the portion size in half, but you could probably do it in a pie crust, like a 9-inch pie crust. Just work the ingredients quantity to fit a pie crust, and then that way you can cut it like a piece of pie and present that to your Thanksgiving table. So listen, I hope that you enjoyed this recipe, and again, it's not from the Simplified cookbook, but just something that I kind of thought of, and you know, I will be incorporating this into my Thanksgiving meal this year. If you want to see more Thanksgiving ideas for Weight Watchers, let me know in the comments. Leave me a comment. And even if you don't, leave me a comment and tell me what you think. And don't forget to give me a thumbs up and a like on this video. It really means a lot to me, and it helps the, they say, algorithm and YouTube to get the videos out there. So I really appreciate that. And by the way, I hope you enjoyed my lovely presentation here. It's an old wine box that I have, and I needed something for height to put my wonderful decorations on top of, and so that's all it is a cute little wine box with my decorations on top. But I always want to try to have something festive in the background instead of just old boring kitchen. But thanks so much for hanging out with me today, and I hope that you give my Gruyere and spaghetti squash souffle a try. Okay, till the next time. See you later. Bye.